It's new year, new me. No, not much new, except for the black lip that I currently have. Not because I've been training, but because my dog headbutted me a couple days ago, and it was very dramatic. I think I got concussed. I'm joking, but she gave me a fucking fat lip, which I don't think I've ever had, which is funny. So I was walking around with like this big black thing hanging. Anyway, welcome to Cageside 2022. We've made it. We're officially over a year, I believe, at this point, doing the show. Lots has been accomplished, tons to go. Things are just starting to pick up. I'm very excited for this year. We haven't done a show in what, like a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, so.
It was impossible to get people for the holidays, but um, I've been working behind the scenes trying to lock awesome guests down. We got some cool sponsors lined up that we're going to have blessing us within the next couple episodes, maybe even starting this episode if I lock everything down and editing still must happen, so maybe I'll add them in. I don't know. Regardless, very soon. I'm very pumped for that. On today's show, we have Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett entered all our lives, at least through the UFC, very recently with a big old splash. And I say that because I had seen clips of him before on social media, before the UFC, but once he started coming out with the energy that he comes out with, and decided to do like flips and land on his ass and do all this fucking crazy shit in the octagon, um, even people in Puerto Rico, like social media in Puerto Rico that have nothing to do with MMA, were posting it. So I was like, all right, this energy is contagious. I need to get him on the show. So recently when I asked who we should have on the show this year, he came up several times. And I reached out and here we go. We got him on the show. So very excited. It's gonna be good. Mr. Beast Boy. Beast Boy is an aggressive nickname.
Yeah.
Beast Boy. Kind of like it.
Alliteration, always good.
Yeah, that was my nickname in high school. I'm joking. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I say that all the time. That's like my dad joke at home. Anytime something's funny or inappropriate, I say that was my nickname in high school. Or my band, the name of my band in high school. My 8-year-old loves it, and now he's like repeating it. Look at this. Look at this. You see him landing on the Thanksgiving dinner table. That was ESPN, by the way, who posted that. When you hear dinner's ready.
I'm always impressed by the flips.
You know, I feel like I would be so scared to flip incorrectly and break my neck. I'm not that guy.
It's like you win the fight and then you break your neck on your own accord.
It could happen.
Yeah.
What's his name? Had to get surgery in his shoulder. Johnny Walker.
Yep.
Because he wanted to do the worm. We're professional athletes, right? Like, let's not go doing the worm and ruining your career. Oh, I think somebody just popped on. My cousin told me, start wearing glasses on the show. You're embarrassing the family. Oh, what's up, Chris? Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you see me? Can you see me okay too?
Yeah. Are you? Yeah, I can hear, see you good. Am I cool? I'm good.
No, you're great. We're using a new platform here, so which is part of the reason why we're a couple minutes behind on sending you the link. We used to use Zoom, and then today I was like, no, we got to try the new thing, and then I'm like, shit, I don't know how to do it. So,
Yeah.
but here we are. Dude, thanks for being on the show, man. You're the first guest of the year, of the new year.
Ooh, all right.
And we're starting strong. I don't know, Gabby. I mean, like I said, we're learning this new tool. But if you want to, you can maybe go full screen on him most of the time if you like. Nobody wants to see my face. Now you just did the opposite. There you go. We're having fun over here with this technology. Brother, thanks for being on the show. I was telling Gabby how you entered at least my life on social media. Because you made such a splash when you went into the UFC with your positive energy and your physical abilities that even people. So I'm from Puerto Rico, and I follow a lot of podcasters, I guess, were there.
Yeah.
They were all posting your shit of like when you were doing the flip and everything, and I'm like, all right, this guy's going big. I got to get him on the show. So
Nice.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Can you? So where do you train out of right now? Where are you at?
Right now I'm in Athens, Georgia, but me, dude, I'm such a gym rat. Like literally, like I'll go everywhere, man. What? Yeah, right now I'm in Georgia, but in a week or so, actually, I'm supposed to go out to Cali to watch what that Ngannou Gain fight. So I'll go out there, then hopefully by the time I get back, maybe pop up to Ohio. I think because Stipe's got some stuff in the works apparently. So maybe pop up to Ohio for a little bit. Maybe go to Miami. I got an invite down there. I got an invite actually to train with Cyril Gain for this fight, but you know the whole COVID thing, trying to get over to France, and then it mutating and hopping up in what is the IHU now? Like when with all that going on. So just trying to want to go too far, mess around, bring something back or whatever. But nah, man, yeah, just right now training here in between Atlanta and Athens, and then with my one of my head coaches, Scott Barrett. He's got a gym up in was it Cleveland or Lula, Florida, or Lula, Georgia, and I'll head up there. But yeah, right now main home training place is good old Georgia.
Okay. And do you travel to all these different gyms and camps just to keep on developing your skills, or just for the opportunity because you're enjoying the ride? Like, what's the mentality behind getting all these different experiences?
It's crazy now because being in the UFC, it's more to gain than well, now that I say that out loud, it's in the beginning, I was willing to just go out there and be a punching bag, be a dummy, whatever you needed. Hey, I'm here. If you need me to do this a certain way, I'm gonna do this. I don't care what happens to me. You are the important, aspect of this camp. You brought me out here for this. Now it's all right. Well, let's see what I can take from this. Okay, hey, let's hey coach, let me ask a question. I ask questions now instead of just being that training dummy. But yeah, like I'll bounce around. And like for instance, I'll just use as an example, especially with Alistair. When I was helping Alistair out, my main thing was literally just to be that person he needed me to be. When I was helping Stipe, I was DC. I'm talking, I would come into the gym and everything. Hey boy, you think you're ready for me? It's your boy DC. Not today, Stipe. We're gonna I go full on. What do they call it? Method acting. I go full on there when I when I would go to camps and stuff. And now I'll say it's more or less I still give them whatever they need, but I'm not as I don't get as stupid with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm hurt, I'll be like, hey, look, y'all, I got a fight coming up too. You got a fight. Hey, I want to make it to the fight.
Because all of a sudden you're also, it's like it's my name too. I need you to be this guy for me.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But I will say during camps, they've asked me before. Like I've actually gone to camps, especially with the Stipe, yeah, both of them actually. I've gone to their camps before, and as soon as we got done with their work, they were like, with Alistair, Mr. Barnett, what would you like to work on next? I've got my, what do you need? And I'm like, nothing, man. What do you need? And instead of saying that nothing now, I actually, I'm like, oh, hey, if you could work, this overhand right real quick for me, type stuff. So that's the only thing that's really changed. I'm just more. I'm not as quiet, you know what I mean? I know they knew I had questions, because I'd go behind and be like, hey coach, come here real quick. Can I just talk to you real quick? And it's different too. The coaches actually, they give more of a response now instead of just, oh yeah, no, don't throw it like that. Just throw it like this, keep it moving. So, it's been everything still, been a positive on it. But yeah, I still go into these camps and stuff. Green, I consider it being green just so I can learn as much as possible from these what I still consider greats.
So let's find a way to get back to this moment in time for you. Can we go like all the way back to like how you grew up, what your family dynamic was like, what you were into? How do you become who you are today?
You got time? Nah. Let's see. Started in Zaragoza, Spain. I just happened to be the fastest one, man. I just I just happened to be the fastest one. I made it, popped out, boom, I'm here. Now, I'll say the whole MMA aspect. We'll start with that. I started competing in martial arts when I
Wait,
was.
I'm sorry. Were you really born in Spain?
Yeah, but Zaragoza, Spain. Yep,
You
Zaragoza.
speak Spanish?
No, that's the bad thing. Okay, I was
I was
on.
about
It was
to say, let's put this whole thing in Spanish.
right. I wish. I actually have been working on it because I've done a couple of podcasts and interviews with guys like literally from Spain, Barcelona, Madrid, and then they're like, "Oh man, we're gonna have to translate this whole thing." I was like, "I'm sorry." See, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I was in my pops was in the Air Force, so that's why I was born in Spain. It actually was gonna be like I forgot what part of Germany, but it was going to be some part of Germany. But he got some type of direct call or whatever, and had to get over there quick. And next thing you know, I pop out. So but yeah, born in Zaragoza, Spain, and that's one reason why I don't speak Spanish fluently. Like there was at one point where I had it, like I had it pretty good, and then when we moved to the States, it was a rap completely because when you're over there on the base, they push English more than they push anything on the military bases, So you're actually you get a chance to learn it, but like they're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. You don't know it, but do you know if I say go over there? And you know what I mean? That's their whole thing, especially with the military base type thing. But yeah, no, I've been doing my Rosetta Stone, sleeping at night with it on and whatnot, como se llama. I'm getting there, baby. I'm getting there, but yeah, no. So yeah, born in Spain, lived there for a hot little minute, bounced around. I think we actually ended up moving back to Germany, France, all these other weird little places. Then moved to the States, around shoot, how old am I? I don't know. There was so much moving going on because it was like Spain, Germany, Colorado, Texas, Georgia, Alabama. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of movement going on. But even in all that movement, we still found a way to stay connected as a family through martial arts, that's one reason why I hold Taekwondo so key to me because I started that. I think 4 years old, even with the movement and stuff, many different instructors and whatnot. But at the end of the day, that's where, as a busy family, we would always meet. Somehow, some way, we would always find our way back together as a family at the Taekwondo place. So Taekwondo, 4 years old. What is that? That thing done burnt the whole hole in this thing. Taekwondo, 4 years old. From there, I got out of Taekwondo because one, I was jealous. My brother actually became like the AAU Olympic team captain. He was winning nationals, winning all these other like tournaments and whatnot. And I couldn't keep up. Like I was noticing all the attention he was getting and I wasn't getting that. And I was the baby, you know what I mean? I'm supposed to be getting that attention. Why is he getting that attention? So I switched from Taekwondo to wrestling when I got to high school. But my pops kept me in football. I don't even think he knows this, but to this day, I've never really even liked football. I never liked playing it or anything, but I noticed what it did for me when I got on that wrestling mat. So I stayed in football because of the workouts and stuff, And then the coaches loved me because I'm working on wrestling moves while I'm trying to take these guys down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, what a tackle is, I'm out there double-legging guys.
Yeah.
I'm working on shots and stuff, But I end up like North Georgia Player of the Year, state player, all this stuff, and then football actually ends up giving me, it got me later on, once we get there, another scholarship. But so I'm wrestling, I'm doing good or whatever. My brother's still exceeding in Taekwondo. At this point, he's heading out to Colorado to go train at the Olympic Training Center type stuff, Right. And I'm just now Chris pinned the guy in 9 seconds. I made the paper for my fastest pin. I was like, all right, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Kurt. But yeah. So from there, I did the wrestling. I slowed down in Taekwondo completely because I got my brother over here outshining anybody that even if you try to outshine him, he's got another switch that's going to make it brighter, So he's doing his thing over there. Actually, if you Google him now, there's not a person from the Southeast that's done remotely close to what he's done. And but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. So wrestling wise, I do well. I get scholarship offers here and there, left and right. But also have that, I don't like it, but if football's going to pay for school, why not? I got that in the back of my mind too. So I do the wrestling thing. I get to Campbellsville University, which is, when I tell you, when you think of a small college, think of that and then think smaller. So this was a small Christian school, full ride though. So I ain't got nothing to, I ain't got nothing to pay. I ain't got to talk to mama and them. My mama's like, hey, Sally Mae's not going to be calling me again. We ain't have to worry for nothing because we got that full ride, So I go to Kentucky. Whew, man. I knew something was wrong when on the first day of spring, it snowed. It snowed. I was like, what to say for me? This isn't for me. I stayed there about a year or whatever. Actually got my wrestling up there. Coach Frankie James, who that man, oh man, he wrestled at Oklahoma. That guy right there, he makes boys into men. I will tell you that much. I learned a lot of life lessons from him, and I take that to this day. Actually, I just spoke to him about a month ago. Right before the fight and whatnot. But yeah, Frankie James molded me, made me. But Kentucky, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it in Kentucky, But what's crazy is actually the whole MMA, I'll say, spark, maybe mindset. I had a friend named Ben Elder. He was doing judo while we were on the wrestling team. And he was like, hey, you should come check this out. I know you did Taekwondo. And that's when, especially during those days, this is like 2006, 7, 8-ish, everybody, karate and Taekwondo and MMA was just a joke. It was just a joke, No one expected it at all. So he's telling me, you did Taekwondo, so you should come try this MMA thing. But I'm telling you now, you're gonna have to lose that Taekwondo and stick to your wrestling and ground and pound. And I was like, that really set a spark in me. And we actually got a chance to roll, and we did some, college kids doing MMA stuff or whatever. And me with the Taekwondo and the wrestling and stuff, I had a huge advantage because even in Taekwondo, we learned little joint locks during our one steps and stuff. So I didn't know what an arm bar was, but damn it, I knew if your arm bent that way, you didn't want it. You were gonna tap. So I kind of got a spark for it there, but it wasn't really that serious for me. I was like, okay, cool, I can beat y'all up, whatever. I'm in Kentucky. Let me stop. I actually ended up joining the football team there in Campbellsville. And this is during that spring practice, but I don't plan on playing. I just knew I wanted that same workout that I was going to get when I was in high school, the workout that I would get playing football and, doing wrestling. So I joined that up. And of course, it's Campbellsville, their football team's a NAIA, I think, NAIA football team, but the wrestling squad's like, I think D2 or D3 or something like that. So I joined the football team, and man, it's it's an NAIA school. Like, I'm not saying I'm whatever, because I know I'm not. I know I'm nothing, especially when it comes to football. But I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing with these guys. That, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking full scholarship to this school, and I just walked on because I wanted to work out. That was it. I ended up playing fullback. I've never carried the ball before. I was a defensive tackle and a center in high school. They handed me the ball, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Oh, I watched 2 Barry Sanders videos, and I was like, so you telling me I can spin? I was a black tornado. Like, as big as I am, they were like, yo, just run him over. No, I'm going to make this look pretty. Watch this, baby. And that came from that Taekwondo also. You know what I mean? Like, being able to hit, spin, da-da-da-da. I didn't learn my lesson about cleats and grass and trying to spin. My ankle, like, popped 6 times one time, and I was like, yeah. So I spun, but my ankle stayed still. So that went cool. But, okay, so we do all that. I end up getting a scholarship. Like, there's a scout from USF that comes, and he's like, hey, who's that guy? And the coach is like, he's trying to explain it. He's like, he's a
Black tornado.
He's trying to explain to this guy, he's got other guys, but they're like, no, that guy right there. And I'm like, no, hey, man, look, I got a scholarship here. I'm not trying to deal with nothing. They said, oh, you got a scholarship here. What about this and incentives? And I was like, okay, so you mean to tell me I never believed that whole, when college kids went to school, people would do certain things for them, or, what I mean, like
try to impress you, try to sway you,
man. I'll just say,
give me something. Give me something. What was the most shocking thing they offered? If you can say.
Oh, I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but I was gonna be taken care of, and I can say they bamboozled me because what they gave me, whatever, it was a car. What they gave me, I don't know, I'm gonna have to, they give you the car, but you got to make the payments. Like,
Oh, is that true? Well, what the hell? What does that even mean? They give you debt? They give you debt?
It was basically, I didn't have to pay for books either. Like, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, the little things that were quote unquote supposed to help me out. But my whole thing was, it wasn't Kentucky. It was Florida. That was my, like, literally, that's what grabbed me out of all of it, because
Weather.
it's snowing on the first day of spring. That was stuck in my head. I will never forget that. Like, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. I walk outside and I said, wait a minute. It's, why? What is going on? So, back to the story, I guess technically we go to Florida, get down there. I end up playing for USF. We actually went number 2 that year. This is what, 2008. Yeah, 2008. We go number 2, like, and not because of me. I'm just there. Let's just be honest. I'm just there. But yeah, we end up going number 2 that year, and then, like, I mean, it's almost like a Disney story. Everything that could happen to me happened in a positive way, So it's like I'm sitting there overjoyed with this new experience that's going on, and I don't feel stuck anymore, because in Kentucky, that, like, I think we had a Lowe's, a Walmart that closed at 11, a Sonic, and what else? In the school, I guess. I mean, if you wanted to count that as like the 4th building, you get to Florida, there's literally something to do every night. Every night there's something to do, So I get down there, what a whole new world, since we're talking about Disney, and I don't handle that. Now that I'm an adult, I don't handle that well. I'm out every night, dancing, doing whatever. I've been coddled and held in, because Athens at the time was small. You took me to Campbellsville, which was smaller than Athens. You put me in Tampa, Florida. I bust out that Pokeball and didn't look back. Like, there was no looking back. Which ends up turning into me being out so much. These guys come up to me and they're like, "Hey, we see your dance moves and what you're doing. Do you do martial arts?" And I'm like, in my head, if you're in a club battling or whatever, you just think these guys are trying to get one up on you. So I'm like, yeah, I know a little something. They're like, okay, hey, no, we don't want none of that. We just want to hand you this. And they hand me a card for an MMA tryout.
Wait, hold on. You can't just gloss over that. So you're popping, locking, and dropping in a club in Florida. And you're just
I want to know.
You're thinking you're just about to battle somebody, but instead they hand you a flyer to join MMA.
The way they came up to me, like, if you already, we probably already just like battled, like, earlier that night. We out there, boom, 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 and I'm sweaty. There's no reason to come up to me unless you want to battle some more. That's the only reason you should come up to me. And these guys, the way they came up, I didn't see the flyers in their hand, so instantly in my mind, I'm already. Okay, where we at? Way through. I'm already there, and they're like, "Hey, whoa, hey, buddy, hey, take this." And
how sweet and optimistic you are. You didn't think that they were gonna fight you or like steal your money. You're let's go.
I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody in my mind has good intentions until it goes bad. That's like everybody. I give you the benefit of the doubt, and then when it goes bad, don't look at me like I'm the bad guy. That's where I'm at. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but as soon as that benefit turns into doubt, then that's when we got a problem, But yeah, no, the way they walked up, because you got to think I'm already in battle mode. Like, battle mode is almost like fight mode. You got to be on point, because if not, you could lose that night, and that's the worst feeling. I'd rather lose in a fight than in a battle. Now I think about it, like. Because you got everybody looking at you, and you're just like, oh man.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
bigger walk of shame on the way home than
yeah, that's a long walk out that club. Don't let it be a long walk to the door. Ooh, wee, man, DJ calling you out. Oh, we saw you slip on that banana. Oh, you know, can't have that. You know. But yeah, so these dudes, they come up to me, and they're with the XFC. That's the name of the organization at the time. Uh, they give me the flyer. Yeah, let's just be honest. I'm chocolate wasted at this point. I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, guys, yeah, whatever. So I look at it, I read it, and I said, oh, I saw a guy. I think it was a Muay Thai guy, like throwing a kick. So I look at it and I say, I don't know what this has to do with dancing. Oh, and I read it. Oh, tryout, fighter tryout, boom. I really don't even remember taking the card with me to get home, but apparently I did. Because when I woke up, I looked at the card again and I was like, oh, I woke up like it was my job to go there. So that might have been a sign that, you know, maybe this was for me. Because I was rushing like I was late. Like I was supposed to be there, like I had to be there, but I'm also still hungover. So I show up and there's at least at this time, there's at least 100, maybe 110 people waiting for this shot. Some of these guys have been working hard and training and, you know, busting, and they knew about this competition 6 months prior to. I came in here drunk. Like, ain't no other way to put it, but I showed up and I showed out, apparently. So we started doing drills and stuff. And you got to think, I've still been playing football and doing wrestling and stuff. So and dancing or whatever. You can say dancing or whatever. Go dance for about 30 minutes and then try to do it the rest of the night. I used to dance for at least like 3 to 4 hours straight sometimes. So I'm doing all that.
real quick, the dancing. Did you take lessons in dancing, or were you just into that lifestyle and like just knew how to do it? How did that come about?
Lessons. Turbo and Ozone were my teachers. Breaking 1 and 2, and then when You Got Served came out, and that was the whole battle scene with more than 2 people, then I had to jump on that. You know what I mean? But no, I never took lessons or anything. It was just always just straight from the TV, MC Hammer videos, you know, any Missy Elliott videos, any video I could watch. That's where I was at with the dancing world. No professional dancing training, none of that. I was just out there.
I love it, dude. This might be my favorite how you started fighting story, but continue, please, because I'm very. This is either a Disney movie that like some right. It's going to be on Disney Plus in a year.
I'm telling you, the way this ends, but yeah, so we're in there doing the training. We're just doing drills, and I'm seeing people drop out left and right. Which initially, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at it and I was like, why am I here? This is dumb. I don't even want to. When I started seeing people like sit-ups and push-ups, they're falling out from that. I was like, hey man, you might have a chance. Let's stay. So we're down to like maybe 90 people. Yeah, like 20 people have dropped out now, just from push-ups, sit-ups, run around the building, you know, do a jumping jack type thing. Now, me being a bigger guy, I sweat when I tie my shoes sometimes. So immediately I start sweating. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I start sweating. Plus I've got alcohol in my system, so you know I'm sweating.
Probably smell fantastic. Just the liquor coming out of those pores.
There's a coach in there. He goes, hey man, which one of y'all been drinking tequila before y'all came in here? And I was like, well, that guy, him, right? I could tell it on him.
Mexican next to me.
I'm pointing to everybody but myself because I was like, oh, they're gonna kick me out even though I'm doing good at this point. So we make it to the second round of the whole thing. And now it's the sparring round. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna Taekwondo fight. I don't know jiu-jitsu, I don't know anything else. We get to the MMA sparring round. So I knew they knew something was up when we got to the sparring round. I'm bodying people, boom, boom. But I'm not throwing punches. I'm only throwing kicks because in Taekwondo, you only throw punches to the chest. So I'm not throwing punches. I'm just throwing kicks and whatnot. But what's cool about MMA is I can kick you in the leg. So I am tearing people up with my roundhouse kick that normally goes to the body, to the leg. And they're like, I got people tapping from leg kicks and stuff. My third round pops up and I hit the spinning side kick. boom, drop him. This dude named Paul. Me and him are still cool to this day. He actually makes leather wallets and stuff now. I've got 2 of them. But yeah, I hit Paul with a spinning sidekick. My man Paul looked at me and said, and almost threw up. And he stopped and he goes, "What was that?" And I said, "Was it legal?" Because I don't know the rules. I'm looking around like, whoa, was it?
Am I sorry? Am I not sorry?
Yes. Did I win? The whole crew, and at the time, the president of that organization at the time, he talked his way out of an MTV made thing. So the MTV was there recording. We had the XFC little camera crew there recording, like HD Net. Everybody was there recording, and this dude talked his way out of it, basically. But whatever. So I'm doing all this. They all come up to me. They're like, "Hey, who are you? Are you sandbagging? What are you? How do you do this? This type of thing." And I'm like, "Dude, hey man, hey bro, I was drunk dancing in the club last night. Like, I'm getting interrogated now." And because they think I'm a professional fighter already. With me landing that kick, they're all lost and confused or whatever. And I told them straight up, I was like, "No, not at all." So they don't stop taping or whatever, but they have a little break. Every one of the coaches from that gym, the XFC gym on Nebraska and Tampa, it's been gone, but us to shoot it out. They came up to me, they were like, "Man, where are you? You're from here? What are you, this, and that?" And I'll say I've probably sweated all the alcohol out by this point. So it's starting to hit me like, hey, wait a minute, these guys are intrigued. You know what I mean? So I've never been the type to like, let me fish for compliments. I just tell them, I'm like, "Nah, man, I dance." They're like, you don't train or nothing?" I said, "Nah, I dance." They were like, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah, man, no, I dance. I play football. Other than that, I dance." They were like, "Wow. All right. Yeah, man. Hey, after this is over, stay in the gym. Even if you don't win today, stay in the gym." I'll never forget that. Actually, the guy who just cornered me my last fight, Shaba Bonus, was one of the key people that told me to stay in the gym. He said, "Regardless, if you win or lose, the talent that you have, I need you to stay in the gym," which is crazy. And now he's still here to this day. But anyways, so they tell me stay in the gym. We go back to the competition. Round 3 is jiu-jitsu and wrestling. Oh boy. I don't know no jiu-jitsu. So we get to the wrestling aspect and I'm just pinning people. That's it. They're like, "All right, you got to finish him." And I'm like, "Well, if you would count it as a pin, I'd be done." They're looking at me and I'm like, "Hello, he's down. Hello, are you not going to call it? All right, fine. I'll spin around. I'll do another move." I think I had like two matches. They could have ended quick because in my mind, I got the pin in under a minute on both of these guys, on both of them. In under a minute, I had them down. I had my hook in here, had the leg locked, and I'm like, so nobody's gonna call this. So we're just gonna sit here. All right, well, I guess we're gonna sit here. And it got to the point where I just let the guy up just to get takedown points to make sure I won on points because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea how a jiu-jitsu tournament ran or whatever, but that was pretty much what they were looking for. They were running jiu-jitsu tournament style, whatever. So I get to my little round and they're like, "You're not sandbagging. You really aren't a professional fighter." And I'm like, "I told y'all, man." I'm like, I don't want to just be like, "I'm a drunken master. Y'all better leave me alone." But at that time, I'm like, "No, I said I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I played football. Other than that, that's it." And they were like, "Wow," So a little note that no one really knows. I didn't technically win that first XFC fighter tryout. A guy named Julio Gallegos won, and he went on to beat Shane Prim, who was actually in the UFC. And after that, we never saw Julio again. But yeah, so I never won the XFC fighter tryout, but they told me to stay in the gym. I stayed in the gym and boom. That is the beginning origin story. I take that origin story to start with the pro fighting. So I stayed in the gym. 2 weeks later, I'm fighting Jonathan Ivey, a guy with 100+ pro fights. As my pro debut, I'm fighting Jonathan Ivey with 100+ pro fights. And then boom, that's where we take off.
Jesus. That was a great story.
Hey,
I mean, but so what do you think is the reason for all your? So I I feel like I had the worst luck. Not the worst luck as in like I'm very blessed with my family and with my life and with everything, so I'm not talking in that sense. But I'm not the type of guy who's going to, get the raffle prize at the event. I'm not the guy who's going to get the phone call for whatever idea I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you feel like you just were handed that kind of throughout your life where you had some really good opportunities and you put yourself best foot forward in that moment and then it worked for you? Or like what do you account for that?
Yeah, I'd have to say, what do they say? Hard work and luck opens up opportunities. I will say that because, like, even with, man, well, I don't know. There've been, I'll take advantage of an opportunity. That I'll say that much. And then I'm a big fan of karma. Like, I believe as long as I'm doing good and spreading out positivity, it's going to come back to me. Yeah, there's going to be negativity that's going to happen, but my positivity should always outweigh that negativity. You know what I mean? So that's always been my MO, is like, it's life. You're going to do some messed up stuff. Messed up stuff's going to happen to you. But I feel like if you can always outweigh it with something positive, then something good is going to happen in return, and to me, it's always been like that in my life. Like, I know when I'm being a dumb head, you know what I mean? I know when I'm whatever, and I've noticed the difference in my life. Like, it's just like, ugh, like, I don't like that, you know what I mean? So definitely since, I'll say, 20ish or whatever, I've always pushed to what I put out there. I know I'm going to get back. And then there's a lot of times where karma's got jokes, and they'll push you down to where you're like, you know what? And then on the flip side, you don't expect something and oh my God, it comes tenfold, So that's always been my MO, just making sure I do what I need to do to be the best version of me, because I know everybody else around me can absorb something from that, So the whole karma, then what you do or what you give is what you get kind of thing. That's been my MO. I say that's what's gotten me to this point of just being able to know. It helps you sleep easier too, to know that, you ain't got nothing crazy going on. You don't have whatever, you have less stress, and that'll be another thing I guess I add on to it, is me having less stress, because I know I'm not out here, doing this or doing that, or I'm not, taking advantage of this, or I don't say taking advantage like in that manner, but like, I'm not doing anybody wrong. So I know I'm okay. You know what I mean? I don't have too many enemies, and that feels really good,
It's to confirm that positive energy that you're saying that you try to treat everybody with, and that shit comes through the screen. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've heard it already, but like, I felt it on, like, watching you perform. Then I felt it every time I saw a goddamn clip get posted, and it makes you smile. Like, it makes you happy. It makes you, dude, it's the same thing as the negative shit that you see that just brings you down, right? Like,
Yeah.
when you see things, on social media, on the news, all this negative shit, it takes you. But in your case, it's like you're putting on a performance, like it's entertainment. Meanwhile, you're also being a hell of an athlete, obviously, and you're doing your job. But you're also creating something that people want to see and people want to share. So congratulations, I guess I can say. I don't know. But it's cool. It's cool, man. It's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to be. And obviously it's just in your nature. It's not like you're purposely trying to do it. I just think it's going to continue to open up opportunities, and your Disney movie is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to watch it. So where are you now in your career? How are you feeling about it? Where do you want to be? What's next? Kind of where's your head at now?
Cool, where am I at now? I'm here, dude, and I'm living every moment as, as should be. Not not uh not being dumb. With with the things that I've quote unquote been blessed with now. But just taking advantage of the situation because I've been that fighter that, hey man, I just need some mat time. Well, mat time's gonna be $200, and it's just like, dude, come on, man. Like I just fought last week for 150 and 150. You want me to golly, you know what I mean? So it's great in that manner, you know. Where I'm at with it now is it's crazy, man. Like, because I've been on, I can say I've been on almost every level of this thing, man. I I'm taking advantage of where I'm at with it. I'll say that much, but there's still so many things that I still haven't even unlocked. You know what I mean? As a fighter, and I love that aspect. That's what's definitely keeping me pushing. You know, in these situations because looking at it now, there's been so many like each promo video I'm starting to see now, it just makes you go, damn, we got a lot of fighters on this roster and they picked me, you know. So little stuff like that, a lot of people take that and they go, I'm gonna ride this 15 minutes out. Why? I don't feel like it's a 15-minute. I've been doing this, you know what I mean? So that's why when like people ask me, have I changed or anything? Nothing's really changed but the interviews, you know, like I'm doing more interviews. Other than that, nothing's really changed. And that's another thing too. I've got a great team around me that keeps me humble. And so with that, they're never gonna let me get out of hand. Like, hey, for real? That's how you so we talking like that now, you know, and in a heartbeat. Anybody from my team smack shit out of me. I like in no plan. No, and I'll just look at him and be like, I deserve that. I don't know why, but we'll talk about it later, you know me type thing. So that's another thing that helps me be able to keep this positive energy going, keeping this humbleness going, and then that's helping me in my training with my day-to-day type stuff, you know. It's great, man. There's no there's no negativity with this sport, you know, except for time. You know, it takes time, but you should be able to juggle, you know, your certain times, you know, especially UFC fighters now. Oh, I don't even want to get into the whole pay thing. I don't know what they're making, but I know they're taking care of me, which is helping out drastically with me becoming a better fighter, you know. But yeah, man, I guess I say for the future's sake, we're just trying to keep this positive train going and keep on fighting and putting on good fights. Like I hate when people say win, lose or draw, I'm gonna be a great fight. No, you know you want to win, but honestly, win, lose or draw, I'm gonna put on a show. You know, I get that these people pay their hard-earned money. What Dana just raised pay-per-view up $5. You know what I mean? So
I think it is. Yeah.
yeah, I take that as oh man, I take that as they're spending $5 more. I got to do a 540. You know, I got to do a 540 hook kick now. You know what I mean? I a 360 isn't enough. They're paying $5 more. I've got to step my game up to make sure these people are getting their money's worth. You know, so instead of looking at it as Dana's just trying to Dana's trying to make us become better fighters by putting that on. You know, putting that extra pressure on us. You know, so as long as I feel like as long as I keep that mindset.
I'll say two things about that real quick about the price thing because it's become you know, very recent news. I think that your mentality is fantastic. I don't think you need to put that on your shoulders. I think you're fine. Like I don't think you need to make me feel good about spending that money because you're already doing that with the way you've been performing. But I love that mentality. I think as an athlete, everybody should always feel that way, right? But what I'll say about the price thing, like, dude, the UFC cards for the most part, maybe except for a couple, it's worth the fucking money. Like compared to other things people pay for, compared to boxing, compared to like other sports, like listen, the show that you get and the amount of hours you can sit in front of TV and just be amazed and, you know, and the quality at which they produce everything, dude, you know, let's not fucking complain by $5. But anyway, that's my only take on it.
Like, I don't even want to put this in the air, but even as the fighters, like if we've got to, well, you told me don't put it on me, but if we've got to throw a little bit out there, you know what I mean, just to help it, whatever, I'd be more than willing to do something like that, you know what I mean. But Because honestly, at the end of the day, what is the UFC without the fans? If these folks aren't buying these pay-per-views and all this other stuff, what are we, just two grown men fighting back and forth, not making anywhere near as much, you know what I mean? Because nobody's watching at that point. You have to dial back to your customer, your consumer. You have to, and you have to take care of these folks, because literally, if they stop watching, what happens to this sport? You know, so like I can't wake up tomorrow and go to Walmart and work, clock in, and do it again. If these people stop watching, that's it. That's a wrap. I can go find another organization or whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, but literally, if everybody stopped watching just sports in general, really, what would happen? Like all these top paid athletes, everybody would be LeBron James would be the best grocery
I was gonna say LeBron too.
I'm telling
He would be a terrible bagger at Walmart.
Bag all my, you know what I mean? So like, for real, like, it kills me sometimes with the fans that like with how they, hey man, you changed my life. I don't think you understand this, and you're like, yo, chill. At the end of the day, we're both humans. I appreciate I did that to you, but let's talk as humans first before you try to put me in a god complex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop. Like, I've got folks, I've got some crazy fans. I love them to death, but I talk to them all the time on some, yo, you gotta chill. Hey man, look, you can't do that. Like, yo, stop.
A lot of unstable people out there, I mean, unfortunately.
But yeah, man. But yeah, that's to me the biggest thing, dude. Is the fan support, doing podcasts, doing interviews, letting them know how I feel, why I appreciate them. You know what I mean? Like it's so much to be a great athlete and this and that, but it takes more to be a great person. You know. I had Gary V hit me up after that fight in New York. He said, I don't care about your front flip. I don't care about your fight. I don't care about the hook. I care about what you did after your fight. He goes, I just want to congratulate you on being a great person. So to get that from Gary V, man, I was just like, oh, I'm doing something right. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But also fuck off Gary V, because Gary V's on the he's dialed in. He's dialed into anything that can make money in this fucking life. Let's be real. I mean, the fucking guy
gonna make an NFT off of me and then make some money.
I was gonna say, if it wasn't for Gary Vee, I wouldn't see the word NFT all fucking day. So, you know, I agree with him. I appreciate your positivity and your niceness as a human being. But Gary Vee said, this guy's exciting.
Put a stamp on it. Bow.
Yeah, for sure. Did he want to sign you to his management company?
Hey man, look, all right. Well, I don't know if you're a psychic or something, but you need to stay out of people's business.
Vayner Sports is dialed in too.
Gary V Sports Team, baby. GVS all day.
Yeah. Oh, let me see your shirt. Is that a Gary V shirt? No, just joking.
Oh, we haven't printed those yet. Those are coming soon.
The only man that can create some fucking doodles and sell them for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I appreciate him, dude. Funny enough, I've been following Gary V. Since Gary V used to rock the fucking sweatbands or whatever they're called, and he was trying dirt on Conan O'Brien to talk about wine tasting when he first started the wine club thing online on his website.
Yeah,
I knew nothing about Gary Vee. I just knew he was this very entertaining guy to watch. He would sit there with a helmet that he would spit, a Jets helmet that he would spit. And by the way, I'm not a huge Gary Vee guy now, but I appreciate the guy. But he would spit his wine into the helmet, I believe it was, and it was him and like these old guys that I guess worked at the liquor store with his dad, and that was the show, the wine library or whatever. And so like that, Gary Vee's been doing the fucking thing forever. Like the guy is he's a genius, and he's a cool dude. He says fuck a lot.
Well, I think it's called the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Like he was randomly on there, and he was fucking money, and that was my thing. I was like, oh, okay, so I can stretch it there, and then do okay. And then I heard his like backstory, how he kind of inherited, but whatever. Hey, he flipped it and kept it.
He didn't inherit shit.
I thought he got he knew to taste the wine from.
Well,
from his
Well,
pops and what.
his dad owned a liquor store and he worked at it. And then once he got old enough, he kind of ran with it and made it more successful. And then made the dad millions of dollars for it, and
Well,
he became rich because of that too.
you're right. Never mind. I'm flipping it in my head because he got into being able to, like, he could name every taste of whatever it was,
Like,
and
that's
do
when he was
whatever.
going on talk shows and shit, on Conan and all this stuff. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
he became popular for that stuff. Yeah.
got you. Okay. I need to go back and
Yeah,
do my history. You know him better than me, shoot.
like his foresight to like knowing what's going to be popular. That's what I was making a joke about you. Like he's always, since the wine thing, knew what was good content, what would attract people, what would be the next thing that would be popular. That motherfucker said, I don't know why I'm being, I guess because he says fuck a lot, I'm gonna say fuck a lot during this. He was one of the few people in the beginning too who was talking about like wearable technology is going to be the next shit, and I was like, it kind of fizzled out, and here I am. By the way, I should have bought them today. I'm wearing fucking Ray-Bans that have cameras on them now, which is the shit. Anyway.
I'm telling you, ahead of the curve. I think he just goes to Japan in like 2 years earlier, because literally there would be things I would see here, and I was like, I just saw that 2 years ago when I just fought in Japan. Like that curve out there, like the whole 4K and stuff. They've been had that before it got here. All this other stuff. Like, I'll never forget my first time I hit Japan, and I said, "We're that far behind." Wow. Okay.
And we think we're like the hottest shit. You know what I mean? With everything. Isn't that funny?
It kills me how, we've got this, we've got that. Yeah, little do you know, you're 2 years behind on technology. Trust me. Watch this. My glasses do this. I'll see you in 2 years when yours do that.
Right. That's true. So who are we fighting next? What's the name that we got?
I've thrown so many names at this wall and none of them have stuck. So I'm just waiting. Not to say it like that. Let me not say it like that. They've got so many people or so many heavyweights that they have to feed. They've got to make sure every lion on the roster is eating. They just did a bunch of cuts. I don't know if you noticed, it was only like 2 heavyweights that really got cut out of the whole thing. So they still have a lot of heavyweights that they owe fights to, especially from this 2021 thing, the COVID stuff. You know, all this happened. No, well, I can't fight because of COVID. I can't fight because of this. I can't fight because of that. So you got guys still, quote unquote, under contract that are owed fights. I did my little, give me a fight right now. Give me a fight right now. I need a fight. And they were like, hey, stop it right now. We mean, stop it. We love you and we get it, but you can't do that. All right. And I was like, okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. You know, I went to my corner and I waited. And here's the bad thing. I was so, give me a fight. And then they offered me a fight. And then, of course, when they offered me the fight, I've got too much crap going on, but I accept it. And the dude backs out. And I'm like, word, really? But lo and behold, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yes, because I'm just being honest. I was like, oh, woo-wee. But now in their mind, Chris will take these fights, you know. So I'm still in good graces, even though
you be honest, you did call the guy and say, please back out. Please, I don't want to do this.
I got these Twitter fingers going, and I was like,
we'll do it later. That's hilarious. So are they floating any good names by you that you're interested in?
Yeah, they're like the fans don't make it any better. Like, I can tell a lot of my fans just want me to get beat up real soon. Like, they're talking Derek Lewis, Big Bam Bam. They're like, yo, and I'm like, hey man, y'all chill. Like, I just got my first win. What are y'all doing? Let me climb this mountain before y'all throw me to the top, you know. But here's the thing. I would not, if they give me a camp, I don't care. If it's the number one guy, whoever it is, I'm more than willing to go out there, you know. And I promise, even if it is the number one guy, a show will be put on. And don't forget, we have on 4-ounce gloves, so you never know what could happen. But but yeah, man, like
who do you want?
Who do
Give
I
me a
want?
name. Yeah, who do you want?
You can't ask a guy who will fight anybody who he wants. Like, there's nobody in particular. I want somebody that's gonna make me feel that pressure. That's what I want. Like, because I know this last fight, I didn't, not to say it like that, but I didn't have the pressure on me, and I still performed well, which is rare for me. Normally I need that pressure. I need that, oh, we brought you in because, we felt this guy's gonna develop, or we know you can do all that stuff, but you're gonna lose, second round type thing. So I like that kind of pressure, you know what I mean? So I think I've said names as much as Walt Harris. I fought Walt Harris when Walt Harris was a baby in the MMA, and we went 3 rounds, and his boxing, I don't know why he just doesn't go out there and just box and, learn how to stop a shot, because his boxing was bananas. Like, I've been hit before, and his jab alone made you contemplate why you're doing MMA. Like, he hit me with a jab in the first round. I think I only got hit like twice with his jabs, because the first one I was like, what was that, a straight? Was that no, that was a jab. So guys like Walt, and then I don't want to call guys like that out, because he's I think still in like the top 15, maybe even top 10 type thing.
But he's had like 4 losses, hasn't he? Recently, like straight.
Yeah. But hey, if you're Floyd Mayweather thinking, that's perfect to climb the ranks.
No, I feel you. Yeah, strategically, you got to do what you got to do to get up there, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, but I know even in his UFC stint, the losses have been there. But like with Alistair, he was doing well, and went down. Other fights, he was doing okay. When he comes out and you can tell when he comes out and doesn't care, he is whoa, like throwing jumping knees and stuff, and you know what I mean, like it's a different fighter, but yeah, him definitely. These people keep wanting to put me up against Derek Lewis, and I need a camp for that. I'm gonna go train with Stipe if they ever do that or whatever, because boxing wise, it's the whole mindset that actually what Creole Gaines going into with this fight is you've got to hit me enough. Like, you're gonna get hit. Let's just be honest. It's an MMA fight. You're gonna get. I can't get hit by the big one, and you've got to hit me enough to get me out of there. As long as I make it through that, a lot of these guys don't realize, especially in heavyweight, it's all about cardio. Like, if you take a heavyweight past the second round and you can still bounce, it's been proven now. You know what I mean? Like, what was it? I'll throw it way back. Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin. There's no reason Shane Carwin should have lost that fight. But Brock Lesnar was on that EPO, baby. Yeah, I said it. Whatever, I don't care. Brock Lesnar had the cardio.
Just EPO. It was on everything.
What was it? Brock found that super pill, and it was just at the end of cardio won that fight. Why was Cain Velasquez a great heavyweight? Cardio, like great striker, whatever. Okay, I'll say good striker, good this, good that, great cardio. So with these heavyweights, you make it out the first, it's anybody's ball game. 9 out of 10 times, it's the heavyweight with more cardio's ball game. So that's my whole mindset with it. And then just watching these guys and living this life. I've been in this game a hot minute. I've noticed my best fights is when the guy in front of me is gassed out because I've done too much to put him in that state, So that's where my mindset is headed, especially going into this new year and just looking at it, no, that's why it's tough to ask me who I want to fight. As long as I know I can get that cardio training in, I know I'm going to put up a good fight. I know for a fact,
What's your cardio training these days besides dancing, or is dancing it?
Okay, so we'll say number 2, swimming. A lot of swimming. I think that's a hidden thing that was not even hidden. Everybody's got a pool or knows where to go. It's there, but people just don't like getting wet, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the whole mindset is of it, but that pool. If you get in the deep end of a pool and you get into the ring, it's the exact same thing. Because if I'm in that ring and I can't swim and I can't do what I need to do to tread water and survive, I'm going to drown. If I get in that cage and I can't throw my jabs and I can't tread and I can't get away from them, I'm going to drown or get knocked out. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no matter how tough you are, at one point your body says, sorry, it ain't happening.
Exactly. In that pool, no matter how tough you are, it's unforgiving. If you have your right mindset in there, like you better
I wasn't talking about the pool. I wasn't talking about the cage. I don't know shit about the cage. We've all been tired. We've all been tired in the pool. Not all of us have been in the cage, you know.
It's the same thing. I'm telling you right now, it's the same thing. Everybody's good treading water for that first 5 minutes. After that first 5 minutes, you got to start figuring out new ways. Okay, instead of doing this now, I got to do this. Okay, I got to do this now. Okay, that's getting tiring. Now what do I got to do? Okay, I'm try this now. You know what I mean? Now let me just use my legs. You know what I mean? So that pool brings in that whole aspect of a fight, man. Like, and even more, because in the cage I'll get knocked out. Guess what? I can wake back up and oh man, we can do this again. In the pool, I drown. If ain't nobody there, that's a wrap, baby. Woo! The pool is undefeated when it comes to that. You know, so that's a big part of the training. And look at the greats. Ali, one of his greatest pictures is of him in a pool. Yep. Exactly, you know what I mean, throwing punches. So that's a huge thing, the pool. And then video games. If you if you can't keep your mind fresh in this thinking man's game, what are you doing? This is chess, not checkers. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to think on the fly. Me personally, video games do that for me. Like, especially when it comes to the fighting games, Tekken. Oh, I'm getting beat up by Kazuyu right now. I got to figure out what I need to do to stop Kazuyu. If it's hitting the same button and doing the same punch the same time, then I'm going to do that the whole round. But how does that play into an MMA fight? Hey, man, the fans are booing you because all you're doing is throwing a jab, but am I winning? Okay, cool. Because at the end of the day, those fans are going to remember my win over that loss. So when they go back and look at my record, they'll be like, okay, yeah, he won. They're not going to say that's a boring fight. They're going to be like, he won. They're not going to break it down. They just look at it and go, he won. That's it. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too, that we're taking into this is I'm going to appease the fans regardless, but then I need to also dial back and make sure I'm getting that, that win. Because I can do 1,360 kicks and still lose a fight if I don't land any of them, So, but yeah, man, those are my three things, man. Video games, swimming and whatnot, and then, just trying to stay positive, man. And it's worked out.
I think what an uplifting message for all those kids out there gaming it away.
Right?
There is hope.
I ain't say Fortnite or nothing like that. That's Tekken. You need your virtual fighters. You need your fighting games. Even that Creed thing.
It's funny that it sounded funny to me when you first said it, but as you were talking, I was thinking of how many fighters are gamers. And by the way, a lot of the good ones.
Anderson Silva, like John Jones, like Alistair Overeem. I tell you, Alistair plays games, Stipe games all the time, Stylebender, all of them game, man. All of them.
It's so funny. I just thought you were all a bunch of dorks. I'm just joking.
What they did is a bunch of dorks in the house playing video games.
right, exactly. That's hilarious, brother, man. It's been such a pleasure having you on. Make sure you make your way around the country to train with all these people, but stop in Philly. So join us over here. I know a good heavyweight that's a friend of the show that just fought what's his name, Derek Lewis, who you could train with, I'm sure, Mr. Chris Dawkins. Yeah, that's our boy.
We got the same first name. I would love to train with him.
Yeah, he's been on the show 3-4 times, and he's a buddy of the show. Link
me with him. Good dude. From just what I've seen, just from his interactions on like interviews and stuff, I was just like, oh yeah, that guy.
Not only are they good dudes, there is no glamour. I don't mean this in a bad way. No glamour to these guys, like him and his brother. They are just hardworking, good Philly people. Like dude, I'll link you guys up. I think you would appreciate them. And get the work. I mean, He's coming off that loss, but the guy's got some fucking hands on him, and he's got all sorts of skills too. I'm sure.
Yeah,
he knows what
he beat up Parker Porter, which is like me and Parker have like a weird long line. He might actually they threw his name out there. I'll just say that was one of the names that didn't stick on the wall. But when he beat up Parker Porter, I was like, wow, this guy's different because Parker came out there, you know what I mean, and was throwing things, and the way Chris responded to it, I was like, this guy's gonna be somebody.
Yeah, but he's been on a fucking rocket ship, like, getting already to a Derek Lewis that fast. Had
he won, he would like literally his next fight would be a title contention or, wow,
which
man.
Is insane. So, and by he'll be fine, dude. Anybody gets hit by Derek Lewis, there's a high chance you might go down. So
when that Curtis Blades uppercut knockout, that's what did it for me. Like literally, he didn't even get full like oof behind it, and Curtis went, and I was like,
I took Tylenol for 2 days just from watching that fight. Shit.
I thought there was a sniper in the crowd. I was like, okay, he got shot. There's no way.
Right. Oh Lord. Well, brother, like I said, you're invited over here anytime you want. Thanks for being on the show. Wish you tons of success, and keep the positivity going, man. We all need it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, brother. Talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What a good dude.
What a story. That has to be a movie.
Right? I mean, how many chances did he get to do all these things?
Slips in that his brother's like Olympic level.
Yeah. I didn't even know how to like get to his athleticism, like where that comes from, his agility. That would be boring to talk about. But I mean, if he continues to get those opportunities and he has I think the positive mindset is a huge fucking thing. 100%. And we need more of that. And I think that's part of the reason why he has the doors opening for him. You got being likable and not faking it. You know what I mean? He's not pushing it. That was as fun of a conversation as I've had. So anyway, before we wrap this up, please subscribe, please share, please like, please hit the bell, please follow us on Instagram at Cageside Show. Grab one of these sexy Philly Hits Different shirts that are out, designed by yours truly. Listen, if you're not supporting the show through things like the shirts, then get the fuck off our channel. I'm just joking. You can stay on the channel. Good looking shirt. I heard it makes you hit harder and have better ground game. That's the word on the street. I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching.